So x is measured in this right direction. Northing is measured in this green colored direction, and elevation is measured in this blue colored direction. I'll go back to world coordinate system. So this is local coordinate system briefing. We will understand this more when we do the specific courses. So this finishes our foundation course. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we will start model utilities training in next 5 minutes. Whatever I have covered is there in your training manual. I've covered everything, not necessarily in the sequence, but yes, you will find the theory, everything inside your training manual. And there are some exercises. Some are very quick exercises, like check the name, rename the element, like this, so you can do very quickly. And some are like which require some movement, copy and copy rotate, all those things. There are some exercises. Please do those and get back to me with any questions. Yes, no questions. Then I will proceed to model utilities training. I assume that you already have this manual TM1802 model utilities. This is a short training course which discusses about clash detection, making grids, the plant grids, some small applications like surface treatment, calculating the weight, center of gravity, and all those center of mass, these things. Then there are some smaller topics at the end like status control, representation rules and design, and some using standard model library. So let us open this manual. Everybody, you can open this manual, or if you have the hard copies, you can refer to this. So, okay, I will take the first topic at this creating reference grids. Just a minute. Let me close the other project. I'll remove everything, turn off the grids, and use plan view. So what are grids? I've already told you, we yesterday saw the grid and grid plane view. If I go to reference grid at the top, there are a couple of this grid world. So there's one grid world per project. This is usually made by administrator. You do not need to make the grid world, but you do make the grids. Okay, so over here you can see there are a couple of grids. This is called REFGRD or reference grids. You can see this is pipe rack grid. A grid is just reference where on which the actual model is built. You can see the grid will eventually look like this, or if I were to see this equipment support grid, so equipment support structure when made, yeah, will be made on this grid. This has no actual role in the model. This is just for using reference. That's why it is called reference grid. Okay, then you can see building B01 grid. So building is made on this workshop grid. Some workshop building will be made using the snaps on these grids. But the question is how to make these grids. Let's make our own grid. I will remove this. As earlier indicated in the design aids, there are different types of grids over here. We have rectangular grid, cylindrical grid, rectangular tower grid used in tower industries, and triangular tower. So these two grids, I won't be discussing much about these because I guess you are already in plant industry. You can try it on later if you need this, but these are used in where we place towers and all those things. We'll be focusing mainly on rectangular grid and little bit on cylindrical grid. Okay. So to make new grid, what you have to do is click on the rectangular grid button. You can watch first and then I will give you 5 to 7 minutes to make it by yourself. So you can click on rectangular grid. So it will ask you the name. So to enter the name, the mouse might not be active. So just middle click anywhere. This is important. Just middle click anywhere and name it as CTCI area 01 dash grid. Don't give any space in the name. CTCI dash area 01 dash grid. Okay. So grid name is given. Now it is asking the grid origin. The bottommost point from which the grid will start. So you can, let's give it to say 1000, 1500 and 100,000 as the origin. So this is given. Now it is asking steps along x-axis. Then once you finish that, it will ask steps along y-axis, and once you finish y-axis distances, it will ask z-axis distances. So what are the distances? Distances of the different grid planes from each other. In the x direction, let's say I will make from 0, 0, it will be say I think 5 meter, then 2 meter, since my dimension units are meter, then 3 meter and so on. So once you are done, see if you are not visible, you can right click and zoom extends. So see, just a minute. See, this particular fix had a problem that you are not able to zoom. Wait, I'm pressing escape. In this see later fixes like fix 30, this thing has improved. So when you start making okay, let me add some model over here, then I will take the reference of that. For example, I will add civil area 01 to make it simple.